Hey guys, welcome back to Do Live, and we have some good news. My motherboard has shipped. Should be here by tomorrow or the weekend by the latest. So I decided, since I have some time, I should put together this build. So as I mentioned a few videos ago, I got a Core i7-6700k from someone looking to upgrade to Ryzen. So I snagged it up from him for a really good price. So now I have a build to compare the Ryzen to, so that you can sort of see the gaming and the performance difference between the two and compare properly. So one of the things that a lot of people are worried about is the gaming performance of Ryzen. Again, it's really hard to match the Core i7-6700k and the 7700k as well, as they're pretty close. In gaming performance, the instructions per clock are way too close. Way too good for a 4-core 8-thread processor. But the point of Ryzen is to be able to game, sure, but be able to do some multitasking and some multi-threaded applications with an 8-core 16-thread processor. But enough of that. We're just going to build this build today, and I have something amazing to pair it with, which I didn't think I would get, but I have with me a EVGA GeForce GTX 1080. And again, just like with the Ryzen thing, people are excited to get the newest thing, but that's where you jump in and swoop up theirs for a really low price, and I'll get to that later. But essentially, the price that I'm building is that I'm getting a really great performance for the dollar, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So I'm going to take you down to the lab. We're going to put these two together, and we're going to try to build a nice, powerful desktop to benchmark, and it's a great under $1,000 build in general. I'm really excited to share this with you, so let's get going to the lab and let's put it together. Alright, so we're downstairs. Let's call this a lab. Why not? Sure, let's be cool. But I have all the stuff I need here to put together this Skylake PC. I got my Core i7-6700k. I got an SSD that I had laying around. This cost me like 25 bucks. Nice 128 gigabyte SSD for the boot. I've got a nice NH-U12S, which is a Noctua cooler. It's kind of massive, but it's pretty sick, so I'm excited to use that. And then I have some Vengeance LPX DDR4 RAM, 2800 megahertz, but two 8 gig sticks, so this will be 16 gigabytes of RAM there. I have a brand new EVGA 750B2. This is a great power supply. This should be enough for SLI, nudge nudge wink wink, but this should be enough to power our system. It was on sale, so I decided to spring for that. I'm going to use that for now, but I have another power supply that's meant for the system. Obviously we have GTX 1080, voila, and the Z170A SLI Plus from MSI. That will be our main motherboard. And I have an Antec case here. I forgot the model number of it. I'm too lazy to pick it up to show you. You guys will see it after I'm done building. But yeah, there you go. I'm ready to build. This all cost me really cheap, to be honest. The Core i7 with the SLI Plus and the cooler, the Noctua, cost me about 400 Canadian. 400 Canadian. In stores, this by itself is 430 bucks Canadian. So I don't know what that is in American. I'll do some math later. I think it's like 290, 300 American. That's amazing. This over here, this is going in another build, but I'm still waiting for the power supply that's meant for this. That's coming in the mail, so I'm just going to use this to set it up now. I'll switch it out later. But the power supply that I got for this system is only 50 bucks. And oh yeah, this beauty, this GTX 1080, $500 Canadian, not American, not the new MSRP for America, 500 Canadian. And yeah, like I mentioned, someone's upgrading to the TI and wanted to sell this before it lost value, and I haggled them down to 500 bucks. This thing sells for 600 easy. So 500 Canadian, that's like, I don't know, 390, 380 American. That's amazing. There's like nothing close to that. A GTX 1070 in Canada on like classifieds and old, used Craigslist and stuff like that, a GTX 1070 goes for about $475, sometimes $500. So the fact that I got this for $500, I am like stoked. I originally bought an RX 480 for this build, but when I got my hands on this, I had to use it for this build. And of course, we'll be testing the 1700X with the 1080. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, we're gonna skip to the build log. I'm gonna put this together. Shouldn't take me too long, but we'll see what goes on, and I'll catch you on the other side. So hype. Okay, just imagine this 1080 Ti looks the same. Boom! Gonna slot this in. That'll be fun. Oh yeah, it just fits. This is great. Oh yeah. Oh, you heard that click. Oh, I love this thing. This thing is so sick. We're almost done here, guys. And I'm not too sure if I'll do benchmarks yet. I still have to boot it up, but this is at least assembled and ready to try out. Alright guys, so there it is. There's my Noctua cooler. The GTX 1080, obviously stuff is in there. RAM's there. 750 watt power supply. It's all set up. The cable management could be better. At least it's open. I'm gonna have a new case, and this power supply is gonna be moved anyway, so I didn't want to go too beautiful, but good enough, clear, you can see everything, nothing in the way. Can't wait to fire this up, install Windows, and get going. As you guys know, those three benchmarks should give you an idea of how a 6700K plus a GTX 1080 would work in a basic setup, and we'll have a lot more benchmarks coming when we compare Ryzen, the 1700X as well as the 6700K, and I'll tell you the prices that I got both of them at in the future video. But of course, for now we're focusing on the Skylake and the 1080 that I got at great deals, so I'll break that down just quickly before the end of this video. So, like I said, 6700K, I got this with a motherboard for $400 Canadian, just about 300 US or 290 US. I got this GTX 1080 for 500 Canadian, which is, you know, about 390, a little bit less than that American. So together you have what, 400, 500, 900 bucks. The power supply was 50 bucks. The RAM was just under 100 bucks. So 140 there, 1040. And then all the case I got for 20 bucks, the SSD I got for 20 bucks. What are we missing here? OS I got for 10 bucks, that's 50 bucks. So we're at 1090. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, the cooler was another 30 bucks on top of that, I believe. So 1120. Man, I should really map this out. But in all cases and everything set aside, for around 900 US, I built quite a powerful PC. So you can take advantage of people upgrading from Intel to Ryzen, or from the 1080 to a 1080 Ti, as not everyone will take advantage of 1080 Ti. Maybe 144 Hz gamers, maybe people with a 1440 screen trying to get 144 Hz, or people trying to game at 4K above 60 FPS. This still does great at 4K, as you saw in the numbers. Kills 1080p, 1440 no problem, almost really close. So this is a pretty good setup for around 900 US. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my builds and seeing what you can build by taking advantage of the used and classified markets. A lot of the other parts were brand new, so I could have saved even more if I bought used parts there too. But the parts that mattered, the parts that were most expensive, I got crazy deals on, and that's what matters and cuts down the price. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like and get subscribed, as I have more builds in the works, especially Ryzen, which should be arriving any day. And I'm really looking forward to that, and I want to share that experience with you. It's been, I don't know, 2 weeks since it launched, and I'm just about getting the motherboard. I've had everything else, the CPU, RAM, power supply, hard drive, everything's been ready, all brand new, all ready to go, and I don't have a motherboard to equip it with. But we'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to do it live.